Hi Kochemos, it's Caidyn K, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So another week has gone by, and I can't wait to tell you guys about college and how it's going and how it went this week. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. So first we'll start off with classes. So my first year experience course, we're learning more about like liberal arts education and what it means. So something that I learned in first year experience that's been pretty interesting is that liberal arts has a lot of disciplines that you can choose from. I mean, there's art, there's literature, religion, music, theater, speech, psychology, which is what I'm majoring in, sociology, political science. Like, there are a lot of opportunities in there. And, I think it's great because I feel like the more opportunities you have and take in education, the more successful you'll be in the workplace. Obviously, it's really hard to get a job nowadays, but pretty easy to get an education. So I'm majoring in psychology, and I hope to become a therapist. A mental health counselor, which I will need a master's for. And then for positive psychology, I'm learning about character strengths and virtues. That's something that has piqued my area of interest, and I've been able to put a label on my character strengths and the virtues that I have towards myself in life, which I think is pretty cool. And positive psychology, it's a class that I take every Tuesday and Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. I have to say, it has definitely made my day when taking that early in the morning, having that be the first class that you're exposed to. And I like it. I would definitely incorporate it in my future practice, positive psychology, because I think we focus a lot more on the negative aspect. They call it traditional psychology. We focus more on that, I feel like, a lot more than positive psychology, and I think that there needs to be a happy medium. So positive psychology is definitely something I will be incorporating in my future practice. And then in the first year experience, we are learning quite a lot, and I have so many flashcards that I have. I think that this is the highest amount of flashcards I've had to study in my entire life. And I'm telling you, you probably think I'm nuts, but I'm telling you, I don't think I have studied these amount of flashcards in one day. I mean, I just can't. If someone else were to do that in one sitting, I would think you're crazy. But yeah, I really do want to try and get better, studying, because it's I'm making the flashcards, and it's if you don't study them, it's kind of a waste, and I really want to get better at that. So yeah, I'll have to figure out a time to study all of that at some point during each day. So who knows? It's someone with ADHD's worst nightmare, I'm telling you. Okay, next on my mind is friendships. And I have learned this in high school, I've learned this in community college, and I'm even learning it now. It's like I'm learning the same thing over and over again. Insanity, right? You're not going to be friends with everybody you meet, and that's okay. Quality over quantity. And I have really got to learn how to take my own advice. I mean, I feel kind of like a hypocrite here, because it's I'm giving you guys really great advice. I don't even listen to my own valid advice. another thing is, this is something my mom has said, and I forget where she got it from, like where she got that idea from, but you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I'm not talking about online interactions, I'm talking about in person. So at home, the 5 people I've interacted with the most are my mom, my brother, a friend of mine that used to work with me. So she used to be a coworker of mine. We've been friends for 2 years. And then a couple at my church who I went to community college with. We were in the same intro to literature class together. So 3 people in my life. Wait, no, sorry. So my mom, she is a hard worker. She works out at the gym, and she is also an intellect. I love having intellectual conversations with people, conversations that are intellectually stimulating. I'm definitely a hard worker. That seems to be genetic. And at home, I had started going to the gym with my mom. I'm still trying to learn how to like going to the gym. Like, I have not gone to the gym yet. I only went once during my time at Westchester, and I probably should. I probably should go more. My brother and I, like, we haven't had really much interactions, but we still live in the same house, so I would count that. He likes to play video games after work. Me, anytime I'm relaxing, I like to be on social media. So there's kind of like parallels a little bit. And then one of my friends, she has a very similar sense of humor that I have. Now, I'm trying to not have like a dark sense of humor or like a sense of humor that's sexual. I want to try and be a little more classy with my humor. Because, well, as a Christian, you know, I want to be that godly woman that God intends me to be. And, you know, we sometimes have to give up the old selves and become new, you know, out with the old, in with the new. And, you know, you definitely grow and change in your life. And I think that, you know, I don't know, like, I'm definitely becoming more mature as a person. And it's like those types of jokes I don't really let slip much anymore. So I just try to, like, you know, dial it down a bit. But I still am like a very witty person, so, you know, I still do have that humorous spark within me. Don't worry, I'm still a fun person to be around. And then a couple I'm friends with at church, they're in a relationship. And I would like to be in a relationship one day, too. Obviously not when I'm just adjusting to college. You know, I would wait until, like, maybe second semester or next year, you know, to maybe open myself up to that possibility. But yeah, like I said, you know, when you're hanging around people who have certain values, certain behaviors, emotions, and all of that, you're more likely to soak that in, and you're more likely to display yourself that way, which is basically what my mom's point was, is you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Now, at college, the 5 people I spend the most time with would be my roommate, a girl from my dorm, so we're also friends, and we also have a class together. And I have 3 friends. Wait, no, sorry. And then I have a friend who is at crew with me. And then 2 people in a friend group that I was in. Now, there are 2 people that I am deciding to remove myself from because of how they were treating me. But, I, you know, it's okay. It's just a learning curve, knowing that, you know, you're not gonna have, like, the same sense of humor or, like, the same values and, you know, same communication styles. Like, they're just different from one another, and, you know, that's it. I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, like, I can't be cordial with them or what have you, but it's like, it's not people I would hang out with personally, like, as best friends and all that. They would be more of, like, acquaintances. But yeah, you know, like I said, Westchester is a very big school, and, you know, there are many different types of people you can choose to surround yourself with, but choose those people wisely. Now, the next thing I want to touch on is mental health. My mental health has gotten a lot better. My OCD spells have calmed down significantly. I still do struggle with, like, intrusive thoughts, but I'm not engaging in compulsions, so that is definitely a great sign, and I am so grateful for that. Yeah, like, it's a relief, because OCD is, like, so hard to live with. Like, it is not an easy, you know, mental disorder to live with. But yeah, I'm glad that I'm getting a lot better and that I'm adjusting on campus. So that was the end of this video, you guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please give this video a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and the post notification bell. I love you all, and I will see you all soon. Bye!